Hey there, welcome to day 88 of our BU 365-day challenge. Do one thing every day that improves us in some area or aspect of our life. This segment, we have been focusing on our mental well-being, the mental area and aspect of our life. And today we're going to talk about the mental interactions with all the other areas that we're focusing on this year. We're just going to briefly talk about it, and then you're going to share as your action item what is the one that you're most curious about or most interested in. Then I'm going to challenge you to go and explore that in some way today. Ask questions about it, be curious about it, do one thing to explore that connection for you, and then just share in the comments below the area that you're exploring. So for example, our mental well-being is, and our thoughts and our beliefs interact and impact our physical well-being. They impact our thoughts and thinking and beliefs impact our thoughts and thinking and beliefs, right? How we define things determines what we think about them and what we believe about them. Our mental well-being impacts our emotional well-being. Boy, I think personally that's the closest connection for me, is my feelings and my thoughts and beliefs are so closely tied together and react so quickly with one another. That's probably the area that I'll explore today and try to get a better understanding of my thoughts and my feelings and my beliefs and how they all work together to help me create what I want. And then as well as our interaction with our spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. They're all impacted by our thinking, our thoughts, our belief, our mental well-being. If we feel good about ourselves, if we feel mentally strong and resilient, all of the other areas and aspects of our life, we have better performance and better results in. If we're not feeling that way, if we're not feeling confident, if we're not feeling like we can communicate, if we're not feeling like our relationships are supporting us, if we're not feeling physically healthy, our thoughts and feelings and beliefs, it's a two-way street. They impact one another. I think it was Bob Proctor who said thoughts become things. And he, of course, learned that philosophy from his teachers, Napoleon Hill and other great teachers. Can't remember who his mentor was back then. Bob was my mentor, so I can't remember who his mentor was. I should remember, but that was a long time ago. But he always said thoughts become things, because he followed Wallace Wattles and Napoleon Hill and believed that and demonstrated in his own life that what he thought about and what he wanted, when those things became the same thing, those things appeared in his life and he created them. So my biggest reminder to myself is, and I was thinking about this yesterday and today, when I look at my results in any area or aspect of my life and they're not exactly how I want them to be right now or improving in the direction I want them to be right now, then I have to get really honest with myself and I have to sit down and think about, what am I thinking right now? And what have I been thinking in the past? Because a lot of times there's a delay between our thoughts and what shows up in our life, right? So maybe in the past I was really, really negative about a certain topic or situation. I was thinking about it that way. And the results of those thoughts are just now showing up in my life. I might have changed my mind about that, but my manifestation, what's showing up in my life hasn't caught up to what my current thinking is. Or I may need to check my current thinking and realize that I am thinking thoughts of scarcity and lack in my financial abundance or my financial areas. I am thinking that I'm out of shape and I don't have energy and that I'm not 100% healthy. And guess what? That stuff will show up in my life. And it isn't instantaneous that I decide I'm going to have a better self-image and then, tomorrow morning I wake up and everything is exactly as I want to be. I have to take steps and actions in order to make the things that I think about, the ideas, my thoughts, my beliefs, show up in my life, right? It's one of the downfalls of the movie The Secret, is it talked about all of the law of attraction and thinking and believing, but it didn't remind us that we have to take steps toward inspired action. The things that come to us, the ideas that we have to act on them, right? We have to be an active participant in our lives. So some of the things, it isn't a big stretch for me to think that my thoughts impact my physical well-being. I have got prime examples in my past experiences that clearly demonstrate that my thoughts and my thinking will serve up what I'm thinking about in order to save or help me in certain ways. And I speak of this from my personal experience, not other people's experience, because other people get really upset if you question their health, their diagnosis, anything like that. But I personally have had a lot of health challenges in my life. And if I dig deep, a lot of times it's because I'm thinking about that and thinking about that and thinking about that. I have purposefully steeled my mind against anything COVID related. COVID is not an option for me, primarily because I had it in 2019, December, late December, Christmas and New Year's. I was sicker than a dog before it came out as it was here, but it had clearly been here since the fall of 2019, at least in my area. Plus, I'd been on a cruise. I'd been traveling prior to that. So who knows? I could have caught it in Texas. I could have caught it in Florida. I could have caught it on my cruise. Who knows? But I did get sick following that. And that's part of why I say I'm not ever getting it again. It was terrible. I survived it. I'm never getting it again. And as long as I think and believe that, I won't get it again. And how? Because I make choices and decisions and my actions match my belief that I'm not going to get it. So I don't go to places where there's tons of people. I don't go to places where I can catch germs. I'm just coming off of a cold. I've talked about that for a week now. And that's because I was hanging around my granddaughter who was hanging around other kids and guess what? We still get colds in the day and ages of COVID. We still get colds. And I guess I need to steel myself more against, I don't catch any germs from other people or something like that with respect to colds, because it served me pretty well with COVID. So physically, I have personal experience that shows me a direct link between what I'm thinking, what I have been thinking, and physically things showing up in my health and in my body. Mentally, the thoughts we think often enough or hook up to strong emotions become our beliefs. Our beliefs become the filter through which all of our other decisions and choices are made. So they definitely impact our life. Our emotions, like I said, I'm going to explore this one today because I know that my emotions are so directly tied to my thoughts. And I think it's our feelings come first. We feel something in our body and then we assign meaning to it with our thoughts and our beliefs. Spiritually, our beliefs about our soul, religion, faith, hope, connection to source, God, whatever it is for you, all of those are things that we think and believe based on our past experiences or on things on other people's experiences, right? Financial link between what we think and what we create in our life, absolutely positively. Anyone that's ever started a business knows that they started it first was an idea and then they went out and started their business. Anybody who's gotten a job or studied something in a formal way has made a decision and a choice that they wanted to think about and learn more about that. That's all mental related with respect to our finances, our career, our ability to support ourselves and our families, etc. Relationships, again, what we believe about relationships, what we believe about feelings, what we believe and think about anything impacts everything. Our confidence and our contribution and our communication, the words we choose, the thoughts, the beliefs, the things, the format, the how we decide, how we phrase things, our tone of voice, all of it has to do with the thoughts that we're thinking. If we think someone's attacking us, we respond in a way that's different than if we think someone's our friend and our ally. So whatever I believe, I can create in my life. Whatever I choose, I can create in my life, and you can too. It's all up to us, right? And once we realize that, it's really, really scary because now we have to take personal responsibility for the things that we create and do and the results we have in our own life. And a lot of times it's a lot easier to blame, which is a mental thing and a word and a belief, right? And our excuses. I make excuses just like everybody else. I'm tired. I don't feel like doing that. Instead of saying, I don't want to do that, I'm tired, I'll make an excuse to people so that I feel like I have a reason. Reasons are just excuses, right? A reason for not wanting to participate in something. It's not like it's okay for us to just say, I don't want to participate in that. I don't want to do that right now. I'm busy doing something that's more important to me, because people think that that's rude. And in some instances it is, others not. So today, just think about the different interactions and the different ways that our thinking, our belief, our thoughts, our vocabulary, our words, the way we say things, the way we hear things, the way we listen, right? We'll talk about listening and hearing and saying and vocabulary and things more when we talk about communication. But think today about our thoughts, right? Thinking about our thoughts is what we're doing today, and how that interacts every other aspect of our life, and what we do or do not create in our life, what relationships we have, what financial situation we have, what physical health we have, what well-being we have in any area or aspect of our life. So remember our action item today, just think about, pick one area that you want to explore the connection between mental and one of the other life framework areas, and just explore that today. Find one way to explore your interaction with that. Nobody else's experience matters, right? Just yours does. How do your thoughts impact your physical well-being? How do your thoughts impact your financial well-being? How do your thoughts impact your spiritual, mental, emotional, relationships, etc.? Pick one. I'm going to pick emotion. I already decided as we're talking about it, and I'm going to figure out and see what are some of the correlations, what are some of the triggers. I guarantee I have thoughts I think, and they trigger feelings in me. I also have feelings that I feel, and they trigger thoughts in me. I'm going to pick a couple of those and find out more about them, and figure out the triggers I can use to feel more often the way I want to feel, and less often the way I don't want to feel. All right, have an awesome day. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. We're at 89. We're almost out of days for exploring our mental well-being. A couple more days, and then we are going to move on to our spiritual well-being. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.